Good evening and welcome to NEWSBREAK Live. I'm Hiba Samad. Thanks so much for joining us. Flags remain at half-staff through the end of the week in honor of the victims of the two mass shootings recently. President Donald Trump ordered flags to be flown at this position to remember the 30 people whose lives were cut short in El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio. In the proclamation, Trump stated the nation mourns with those whose loved ones were murdered in the tragic shootings, and that we share the pain and suffering for all those who were injured in these senseless attacks. A blood bank is also making sure they're giving back to the communities affected by the shootings. Livestream Blood Bank is making a financial donation and calling on all blood donors to roll up their sleeves for those affected in Gilroy, El Paso, and Dayton. They're accepting blood donations and hosting mobile blood drives through Sunday, August 11th. Walk-ins are welcome at any of their sites, which are open daily. The American Red Cross volunteers are out in El Paso supporting a family assistance center. While officials say they don't typically serve hospitals in these regions, they will provide blood and products as needed. They are also encouraging people to donate as the summer months are the most challenging for blood donations. To stop by their center or find out more information, head to livestream.org. 8 students from Kashiwa, Japan arrived in Torrance to experience Southern California life for the first time. The students, along with an adult leader, landed at the Los Angeles International Airport yesterday. They received a warm welcome from the host families and were celebrated at the Nakano Theater at the welcome reception with city employees and council members. Families host the exchange students for 10 to 12 days. Today, students visited City Hall, Torrance Certified Farmers Market, the Torrance Fire Department, and the Torrance Art Museum. Some other highlights during their stay will be attending a baseball game at the Dodger Stadium, visiting the Griffith Observatory, kayaking in San Diego, and lunch at In-N-Out, to name a few.
I think it's really important to the city of Torrance. Last year was the 45th year celebrating the exchange, sister city relationship. What's amazing is Torrance only has one sister city, and it has a very, very close and busy and active relationship with this one sister city, and it's kind of remarkable that over the years, it's maintained this kind of strength because the board for the Torrance Sister City, it's an all-volunteer board.
This is our first year where she's actually got to go to Japan. And then, as my wife said, we'll be looking forward to hosting Kareen now that Lily has met all the delegates. So our daughter knows them all, and she's really excited to have them here. And so we are too, to get to know a little bit of who she got to meet and what they got to do over the weeks they were in Japan.
This past June 7th, students from Torrance went to Kashiwa, Japan. They also had the opportunity to share their trip experiences at the reception. Torrance and its sister city, Kashiwa, have had cultural exchanges since 1973 when the two cities first became affiliated. Under the Student Cultural Exchange Program, the Torrance Sister City Association has sponsored hundreds of exchange students.
The host family experience is one of the most meaningful components of the exchange program, as it affords students the opportunity to learn firsthand about everyday life here in the city of Torrance.
To learn more about the program, head to torrancesistercity.org. Tonight, there will be nearly 24 block parties in Torrance, bringing local law enforcement and the community together. The city of Torrance is participating in America's Night Out Against Crime. From 5 to 9 p.m. tonight, local neighborhood watch groups will put on various gatherings. Local city leaders and community members will attend. In its 36th anniversary, National Night Out has proven to promote neighborhood spirit and police-community partnerships. The goal is for residents to also discuss firsthand ways to make the neighborhood safer. The first National Night Out took place in 1984, where there were more than 2.5 million neighbors across 400 communities in 23 states that participated. For more information about the national event, head to natw.org. To find out about your neighborhood watch group, you can contact Community Affairs at the Torrance Police Department. A free city program is making a difference in residents' lives every day. The home improvement program team has been out here helping resident Lydia Castillo fix up her home. The program helps disabled individuals and senior citizens with home improvement services who meet certain criteria. They work on disability upgrades, light plumbing, yard services, paint and other repairs. Today, the crew was painting at Castillo's home. So far, they also have replaced the side porch rail, refaced the enclosed garage door, replaced molding around garage door, and much more. We'll have the full story on the program next week on This Week in Torrance. To learn more, go to torranceca.gov. Now, the state's largest operator of recycling redemption centers abruptly shut down all of its locations. Replanet Recycling ceased operations and closed all of its 284 recycling centers and processing facilities this week. It also terminated its entire workforce throughout the state. Officials say with the continued reduction in state fees, the depressed pricing of recycled aluminum and PET plastic, the rise in operating costs resulting from minimum wage increases, along with many other factors, led the company to decide their operations were no longer sustainable. Replanet and 2 locations in Torrance at Ralph's and Avon's will shut down. In a press release, they stated they regret the impact the site closures will cause and thank their employees for their hard work. Olive Garden is now offering a great deal all year long. The chain's popular $5 take-home meals will be available all the time. With a purchase of an entree at a restaurant, you can take up to 5 ready-to-heat meals for just $5 each, including fettuccine alfredo, 5-cheese ziti al forno, and spaghetti with meat sauce. There's one Olive Garden in Torrance located off Hawthorne Boulevard near West 234th Street. El Camino College will welcome nearly 800 new students to campus through a special program. This fall, through South Bay Promise, an expanded program that offers college education with no enrollment fees, received more than 2,000 applications for fall of 2019. This is a drastic increase compared to only 12 students back in 2014. The South Bay Promise has spiked in interest in exiting high school seniors, and with its expansion, students have the opportunity to apply for scholarships and participate in support programs and workshops, which make the transition into college easier. El Camino College and South Bay Promise want to invest in their students by offering resources and preparing them for success. Within this program, 80% of participants identified as first-generation college students. Now, a popular chain restaurant has closed its doors across the country, including the one right here in Torrance. Perkins and Marie Callenders LLC have started the bankruptcy process. The company closed 19 underperforming Marie Callenders locations, including here in Torrance on Hawthorne Boulevard. It also shut down 10 Perkins. According to officials, the rest of the restaurants will remain open and operate as usual, and guests can expect to continue to enjoy the great food and hospitality. Marie Callenders combined with Perkins restaurants in 2006. It has 7 company and 21 franchised restaurants. The famous restaurant chain is known for its home-style type cooking and pies that were originally founded in Long Beach. A new restaurant is celebrating with a night of giving back before opening its doors. Urban Plates is having a pre-opening celebration this Friday at 4:30 p.m. The company says as they train and prepare to open for business on Hawthorne Boulevard, they want people to stop by and taste their food for free. They're encouraging on that night that they will accept donations to benefit the Volunteer Center South Bay Harbor Long Beach's core programs, including Food for Kids, which provides local low-income families with healthy meals over the weekend. Registration is still open, and there's several arrival times for your meal. Urban Plates will officially open its doors on Monday, August 12th. For more details, go to eventbrite.com and search Urban Plates. Now let's get to the weather. Today there was a high of 76 degrees with an expected low of 65 degrees. Then over the next 2 days, the weather will remain the same at 76 degrees. A company is spreading awareness about the dangers of summer driving. A Secure Life, a company that brings awareness to the growing need for security and privacy, released a list of some of the most dangerous highways in each state today. They researched some of the most dangerous United States highways for summer travel. They analyzed 3 years' worth of traffic fatality reports to find out which roads had the highest number of fatal car crashes. The 5 freeway is considered the deadliest in the state. It had 192 fatalities. Other throwaways included the 101 and 99. The report also says there are some significant fatality trends, such as higher speeds correlating with traffic fatalities. For the full list, go to asecurelife.com. A new report released today shows that blood pressure monitoring could become as easy as taking a video selfie, according to new research in circulation cardiovascular imaging. An American Heart Association journal, transdermal optical imaging measures blood pressure by detecting blood flow changes in smartphone captured facial videos. Report says ambient light penetrates the skin's outer layer, allowing digital optical sensors in smartphones to visualize and extract blood flow patterns, which can be used to predict blood pressure. This would be an easy way to monitor blood pressure, given that nearly half of American adults have high blood pressure and don't even know they have it. Cuff-based blood pressure measuring devices are accurate, but many times they're inconvenient and uncomfortable. Professor King Lee from the University of Toronto in Canada, along with his colleagues, measured the blood flow of more than 1,300 adults by capturing 2-minute videos using an iPhone equipped with transdermal optical imaging software. They say if future studies confirm results and show this method can be used to measure blood pressure that are clinically high or low, doctors will have more options. Now let's get to events. The Torrance South Bay YMCA is hosting health screenings this Friday from 9 a.m. to noon. You can drop in for a free glucose and cholesterol screening. Then also this Friday, you can stop by the Torrance Marriott for its International Root Beer Float Day event. They will be selling $5 root beer floats in support of the Children's Miracle Network. It will take place from 4 to 7 p.m. Well, in just 2 minutes, Dr. Kati Krumpe, who is the Chief Academic Officer for the Torrance Unified School District, will join me to talk about the upcoming school year. We'll be back in just a few.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So,
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Welcome back to the second half of NewsBreak Live. Joining me is Dr. Kati Krumpe, the Chief Academic Officer at the Torrance Unified School District. Welcome to NewsBreak Live.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Summer is almost over. The upcoming school year is around the corner, and for the first time, school begins pre-Labor Day, Monday, August 26th. What do you want parents and students to know about it?
Yeah, so we are very excited for our August 26th start of school. Our students, parents, and community have wanted this change for quite a long time, for numerous reasons. I think, first off, all of our neighborhood schools also start before Labor Day. This allows us to be in alignment with them. CIF, the California Interscholastic Federation, moved all of the fall sports schedules up. Football, fall tennis, volleyball, cross country now have their first meets in August, so the earlier start time aligns so our students are in school when they have their first competitions. Not to mention all of the June activities that were really prohibiting us students from opportunities, summer jobs and internships, our El Camino College summer classes, that they were really a challenge for them when those classes and opportunities started when we were still in school. And then not to mention the advanced placement exams. Throughout the nation, our advanced placement exams are given on the same day nationwide. And our students have been challenged for many years to condense their learning into a shorter amount of time. I know our teachers are really excited to have some additional days of instruction with their kids.
And this also aligns better with the college application process as well, right?
Absolutely. College application, but also getting those final transcripts out. Even though students are admitted to college, it's always conditionally, and it's upon review of that final transcript that they actually get their final acceptance and then can be on their way. It's been very challenging with like the University in California system has a July 1st transcript, deadline, and when we don't finish school until the 22nd of June, getting 2,000 transcripts, off and ready has been quite challenging. So this is very helpful.
And of course, Monday, August 26th will be the first day of school, so just a reminder for everyone. And even though it's been summer, the district has been busy keeping students busy as well. And recently, your staff has hosted the first West Coast Nerd Camp for students and educators, and the city cable crew was there as well. So talk to me about how big the success was.
Oh, so exciting. I mean, thanks to the the work of Alex Ross and Jackie Ryan, two of our phenomenal literacy coaches in our district. They came about a year ago with this idea. They had gone to a conference and wanted to, and there was some similar events on the East Coast, nothing on the West Coast or especially in California. And of course, they wanted to have this phenomenal opportunity for kids. We had 400 of our grades 3 through 8th grade students participating in a day-long adventure with authors, illustrators. We even had a Disney screenwriter who were sharing their inspiration and their words of wisdom, along with some robotics and STEM and makerspace activities. The kids just had a blast. They ended their day with their golden ticket and got to come in and pick a book that one of their favorite authors that they'd met throughout the day wrote and got it autographed. I know Jeremy Gerson, one of our new board members, had both of his children participating, and both of the kids were really excited that they got to choose the book and pick one that fit them and their personalities, and they couldn't get home to start reading their books. And then the next day, hundreds of teachers came with the same volunteer authors that worked with the students.
Right.
Sometimes I think the authors had just as much fun and learned just as much from our teachers. But teachers throughout the Nerdling the day before were just Torrance students. But this was open on Friday for all teachers. We had some out of state. I think one came as far as Michigan, and hope to do some other traveling. But came from very far to spend the day becoming inspired and learning what our authors, what inspired the authors to write the books that they wrote, and then get some creativity for how to then use those books back in their classroom with their students.
And what I found interesting about the event was that it was an unconference, so
Yes.
teachers didn't have workshops that were set up. They just came and they spurred ideas with each other and really interacted to get ready for the new school year.
Absolutely, and they joked that they voted with their feet. So if you went into a session and it wasn't meeting your needs or what you thought you wanted, you just got on and moved someplace else. And to be honest, we weren't sure, listening to them explain it to us many times, really how this was going to work. But even teachers, authors got up and they had 45 seconds to kind of do a commercial for what session that they wanted to provide, and the teachers had an inspiring day.
And I'm sure this event will be back next year. But for now, with school around the corner, I know many topics we want to discuss today. Sure. School safety is an important one. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the measures the district has taken to enhance school safety? And is there anything new being implemented this year?
Sure. I mean, there's nothing more important than keeping our kids safe while they're at school. And so we've done a number of things throughout the last few years. A new, texting alert system to go out to families and parents. A local company even designed door locks so that teachers can lock the door from inside if there's an emergency, not having to open their doors and put themselves at risk to lock the door. There's new security perimeter fencing in all of our schools. And last year, we finished the installation and implementation of a single access point. There's a buzzer system that buzzes anybody, into our campuses. New though is and not the final step, but the new step that is next on the list is a visitor management system, where any visitor will have to have their driver's license that will be scanned in and verified that they're a safe visitor to be on our campus. Their picture will be printed out as far as, and in addition to the location where they're going, and so it'll help everybody at the school site know and manage all the visitors that are on our sites on a daily basis.
How important is something like that, and for parents to know that their kids are always safe no matter, and then you guys are taking extra steps to make sure of that?
I mean, it's vital, and it's an additional step, you know, to kind of as a precaution, but also to give that reassurance to our families that we're doing everything that we can to keep their kids safe.
And speaking of safety, I know last year there were some initiatives that took place where students learned about safety and mental health awareness, such as the Sandy Hook Promise program, the Start with Hello assemblies. I know we were playing the video just recently. So talk to me a little bit about that and what else is happening this year.
Yeah, so in addition to the drills and the different, you know, safety measures that our school administrators work and teachers work with our students on every year. We were fortunate enough to partner with the Sandy Hook Promise Foundation, and they are a nonprofit group that provides this support to schools. And we started off with the Start with Hello assemblies last year, and really creating an environment on our campuses where people are kind. They say hello. They notice when someone may not, may be alone, and being more inclusive on our campuses. And then it was followed up with, clubs and organizations, student organizations on campus, then kind of taking that and running with it and designing programs throughout the year. We also had, through the Sandy Hook Promise Foundation, threat assessment training for our mental health experts, our counselors, our school psychologists, and all of our middle and high school students had signs of suicide training that was followed up with risk assessments and appropriate counseling if students needed it. We're doing the final phase of that in fall. In fact, this Thursday, in conjunction with the Torrance Police Department, we're all being trained on the Say Something system. And it's a violence prevention program, but it's an anonymous reporting system. So our students and families will be able to anonymously report to a crisis group that will take in their anonymous reporting via email or text message or an app, and kind of do some preliminary investigation, and then give us either feed the information directly to our school principals or to the Torrance Police Department. So we're hoping that this additional step allows what our students have been phenomenal with, our see something, say something, mantra. But this Say Something anonymous reporting system is our new addition to the student support safety program for the fall.
And also this year, staff is expanding social emotional curriculum to elementary school students. I find that really interesting.
Absolutely. Well, if you think about it, we don't want to wait until kids are in crisis and then put in supports. And so we call it best first teaching. And we do that in our classrooms with all of our academic subjects, but we need to expand that to the social emotional development of our kids. And so we've added an additional day of counseling in all of our elementary schools and ensured that our middle schools had full-time counselors. Some of them did not have full-time counselors. And they spent last year kind of piloting and deciding what curriculum they felt students responded to, and they're going to be rolling out lessons and activities throughout the fall to give that good first instruction, so kids learn how to deal with issues that they're having before they need additional help and assistance.
And all this is very important in this day and age. And speaking of that, first 2 days of school, there will be a special screening hosted by the district on a documentary called Like.
Yes.
So talk to me about that and how parents can participate and why it's so important for parents and students to come out and watch these screenings.
Yeah, vitally important. It all started with students that meet with us annually and talk to us. And as they are talking about their anxiety and stresses and everything that the challenges that our teenagers are dealing with, they really spoke to social media and the anxiety that social media creates, the amount of time that they're on it, and working with some parent groups as well. We wanted to kick off an initial awareness. So we have a documentary called Like that we will be screening on August 28th and 29th, the first week of school. First 2 days are at North High School, and the second 2 days are at West High School at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Open, free to all families, parents, in the district. And I had the opportunity to do initial screening. They do a really nice job of the student voice, the parent voice. There's technology experts and some mental health experts that are all trying to bring awareness to social media and try to get conversations started so we know how to kind of self-monitor the use. They say that the average teenager is spending 7 to 9 hours a day managing all of the different parts of social media that they think that they have to manage and be a part and have a presence. And that is in addition to being in school and all their schoolwork and all of their athletic and extracurricular activities. And it's causing a lot of stress and anxiety. And we want to really start off the year with this awareness campaign so we can have parents have conversations, and give, I think, our teenagers the permission that they can actually turn off for a while and it's okay.
And as you mentioned, we aired the flyer, and all that information is on the Torrance Unified School District website.
Absolutely.
And before I let you go, of course, there's so many student resources available already, but there will be some more that'll be available to students this upcoming school year, if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. And I know simply, but we've also added some hotlines and resource information on the back of our students' ID cards, so kids that need help have some resource and immediate phone numbers. But we've also added a full-time mental health therapist to all of our high schools for the fall. We piloted at one of our high schools this year, 3 days a week, kind of seeing what the need is. It immediately had to go to 4 days a week. Then that counselor was full. And so that kind of gave us the ammunition, if you will, that all of our schools really need this assistance. So we will be rolling out that support as well as part-time support for all of our middle school students. And so we're hoping to be able to not only give them some sessions of help if they need it, but also help create resources for families. They're going to do parent nights and parent awareness and trainings for us.
Oh, wow.
And additionally, we also have and have contracted with a company called Care Solace. And the information, it's web-based. It's on each school's website, our district website. And it's really kind of a vetting company that works with our families with their need, what their insurance is. And they have vetted to make sure that they're going to a safe person for help. And there are people who they can talk to 24 hours a day that will even make the first appointment for them and kind of be that advocate for families. And so we're hoping that this, with all the additional resources, will really support our kids moving forward.
Well, Dr. Krumpe, thank you so much for your time and all this great information. I hope students and teachers definitely take advantage of it, and good luck in the upcoming school year.
Thank you very much.
Well, that does it for NEWSBREAK Live. If you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. Also, if you missed any portion of the show, you can catch it all on Torrance City Cable's YouTube page. Have a great night.